my name is Joe Schiller. I am a real estate broker here in Chicago. I specialize in commercial real estate, but we also facilitate all the other parts of that because often real estate is more than one thing. It's a variety of things that go into one whole. I belong to a team called the Schiller team, and we are Amy, Tim, and I are cousins, and we've been selling real estate for 40 years together. It's our family business. And we sort of have a team below us of about 12 agents that help us get things done. They bring in their own business, and we have offices in the suburbs and Chicago. So it's important to offer everybody a full service banquet of real estate options. Because a lot of people come to me and go, I want to invest in property. What does that mean? It might be commercial, it might be residential, it might be something else. So we help them, or development, we help them do that. We also have builders we work with and contractors and just everything. It's a full gamut of stuff that keeps the banquet table full of interesting things. So in real estate, there's always a lot of people involved, a lot more than people seem to think. You don't just put your house or your building on the market in the internet and it sells. That never happens. They're going to look through what you're offering and make sure it's a good value, and you want somebody negotiating for you. You're going to get a higher and better investment if somebody represents you rather than yourself. The fun of real estate isn't the commissions. It's not that you made the big sale, although that's beautiful. And the fun of it is that you help people sort of figure out like what they want, and maybe they aren't willing to spend it on themselves, like how to invest in themselves. So that's the beauty of real estate, is that you're helping people sort of grab their life and embrace it as much as they can, and part of that is what they do all day long, where they spend their time. So that's what I like to do, is help people find that space where they're worth it, and I'm there to say, you are worth it, let's do this. And we can always come to some type of place where everybody compromises some, and then we find them what they need to take the next step in their life. I think real estate is almost therapeutic. I think people should change spaces, be it personal space, be it commercial space. Every now and then it just uproots and start over, refreshes that cycle of life. And when you're making one of the most important decisions of your life, these are major financial decisions, you need somebody who has their hand on the pulse of things and has the access to the professionals that you want on your team. Because when you are done working with me, you will for sure have an opportunity that is a good financial decision, it is a good emotional decision, and it is a good change or new season of your life to begin. I think everybody's place of business, and many times their home, is sort of their little artistic description of themselves. So I like to go in and help people find a space where they can express themselves best and do it in a cost-effective way, which is what commercial real estate's all about. It's all about being cost-effective, because the space can always be designed, and we can always find a space for you, but to make it cost-effective is really important. And I think your environment is at least 50% of who you are, in your world. So what we do is we bring in all the necessary professionals to make sure that the numbers we're quoting and the vision we have is attainable. It's in budget, and it can be done on a time frame. Getting people to show up is 80% of the problem, and then having them follow through and do what they say they're going to do is the other 20%. And after that, it's easy, which is not easy. So what happens is, for instance, we're in a loft space building right now. This building was probably used for industrial purposes, and that's not happening now. So they chop it up and they make studios out of it, and you got to get that rezoned to have that happen. This was a manufacturing building, not a manufacturing building anymore. So they have people that are in here, different things, different fire codes, just a million things. The neighbors are a big deal. In Chicago, you can't do whatever you want. There's zoning rules, and there's neighborhood overrides, and there's aldermen, and you got to make sure everybody's happy and everybody gets a piece of the pie. They want to be compensated in some way, which might be maybe you get the street paved, maybe you pitch in for a park. There's all kinds of things you can do. You offer community space. So it has to do with building community and sort of working through things with people. So the deals that I really like are the ones where I'm get people out of trouble. Is a big one. There's a lot of people who get into financial trouble, and that's happening a lot in commercial. And I can get them out of that with minimal damage, And then that also creates opportunity for people to buy. But more importantly than that, it's getting people into spaces that sort of change their life a little bit, that they find that I moved into this space and I met this group, this peer group, which really changed me, And I think when you surround yourself with people with the same mindset, you're gonna grow. I mean, that's the whole, it takes a village type of thing. There's a lot of that in Chicago where you have a startup restaurant say, no, you can't be downtown because, Randolph Street is, you're super successful or you get killed. But you can start in Avondale and you can make a name for yourself and people will travel up and test you out. There's just a lot of hunger for innovation and excellence in the city. There's not a lot of hunger for average. The stuff that is around for more than 2 years is usually pretty good around here in every level. It gets wiped out pretty quickly. Real estate, food, shoe sales, artists, they either make it or don't. It's got a nice punch to it where you got to go for the gold here, or you're not gonna be around. So that's what I like to help people do. We do one of the things we do as real estate agents is we consult with people. So most of my clients I meet with at least once a year. What's going on? What's your return right now? How much rent are you getting? What's wrong with your space? Did you get your roof looked at? Did you get a pricing on that? Did you know this opportunity exists for getting new roofs? Maybe the city wants. They're offering something for that neighborhood. They want to do some growth and they're offering low interest loans. Did you know that if you leased to this type of a corporation, you get a break? So I try and help people stay ahead of the game with their investments by bringing them the latest information. And then if they are in trouble, I help them get out of it with the least damage. So sometimes that's not completely abandoning the project, that's participating at a much lower level and bringing in another person to sort of ride it out and take some return where you're not getting clobbered. You're not gonna lose everything, but you might take a haircut, but you're not gonna get killed. Or you just sell it and say, hey, chalk it up, I learned a lesson. But we try and give people the most, it's called exit strategy. When we buy something, how am I getting you out of here? 2 years from now, I wanna move to China, okay. And I don't wanna keep this. Okay, I can either have it managed for you or I can sell it. How am I getting you out of here? And I want to be sure people are prepared for that. Because real estate, again, doesn't jump in value. It just doesn't. I mean, the stuff that's jumping in value, you have to be a contractor. You have to know what you're doing. You can't compete with these guys. That's all they do is look at property all day long. And if you're just your regular person, even if you're a professional, it's really hard to compete with somebody who does this full time as a business to flip property. And it's a lot of work. So I think do what you're good at. That's what I always tell people. One of the most important things I bring to the game is candid conversation. I'm the one who tells you that this isn't working and this is why. And there is no magic in this business. Everybody sees through it. You have to get real about what you're trying to do, and then you have to go to market and know what your value is. I'd rather have people lower their price, raise their price or whatever, and not finish the deal. Now we know what's real. This is the number we're looking at, as opposed to, oh, maybe this, maybe I'll get that, it's sort of this, it's not how it works. What number did you walk away from? What number did they walk away from? I help people get there really quickly. And I can say without doubt, it doesn't hurt to do that. Like, people don't look into what you were trying to sell it for before and look up your history. It's what's available today. So you want to definitely play the market and do value considerations. What I'd like people to do is contact me to have a discussion about their dream, their vision, their goals, their problems. It's a no-cost consultation. We come in and we try and help you discover what you don't see. If you're having a problem, you're not seeing something, every problem is solvable. And I can assure you the solution we're giving is probably the best solution that's going to be available even if you wait a year. It's just getting to it sooner than later is really important, because there is always people who are in distress. So what we want to do, if you're a buyer, is find a distressed seller. If you're a seller, you want to find a distressed buyer, and those are the fish that swim along and come up and grab your bait. They're the hungriest. That's what our job is, to get you to find the hungriest party that's going to facilitate your transaction. Call me today. My name is Joe Schiller. I work at Properties in Chicago. I work right in the downtown area, the coolest area of the city, and I'd love to help you.